Okay guys, so I just want to take these few minutes while your dogs are calming down and having a bit of time out after the exercise that we just did, and I want to speak to you guys about aversive training and basically how this can lead to aggression. Aversive training is basically the use of force or pain in training our dogs. Aversive training is our choke chain, it's our electric collar, it's our prong collar, it's hitting our dogs. It's causing them pain, and it's using force in any way, shape or form in order to train our dogs. So unfortunately, aversive training is still well and alive in today's dog training world, mostly due to popular TV programs that you may have seen on the telly. And due to this, there is a huge uneducation of the topic and uneducation of how dogs learn and how we can train them appropriately due to these programs. So I just want to take this time to educate you guys in how aversive training is not the best way that we can teach our dogs and how it can ultimately lead to aggressive behaviour. So the way in which I like to explain it is I'll use a real life example. The real life example that I'm going to use is, let's just say we have a child who is absolutely terrified of spiders. Okay? Now every time this child sees a spider, she freaks out, she screams and runs around and cries and goes frantic. Okay? So now let's just say that we have someone who is, every time that this child is seeing a spider and is freaking out, is getting a big wallop in the side of the head by a roll of newspaper. Okay? This child is soon going to learn that every time that I exert this behaviour, I'm going to get a big wallop on the head, and I do not like that. It's very sore, so I'm going to stop showing these behaviour signs. Now, what this does is, yes, okay, the behaviour may stop, but it doesn't stop the internal reason of why this child was acting the way it was, and that's ultimately fear, anxiety and panic. This child was feeling anxious, panicked and scared when it saw a spider, and that's why it was showing these behaviours. Although the behaviour has now stopped, the feelings inside are still there. And this is the exact same with our dogs. So a dog that is afraid of other dogs, or a dog that is afraid of other people, or anything that this dog is reacting to, maybe it could be traffic, hoovers, and fireworks, anything like that. Let's just say a dog, every time it hears a firework, it freaks out, but it gets a wallop on the side of the head, or it gets a kick, or it gets a big chug on the choke chain, or anything like that. The dog is going to stop reacting, it's going to stop barking, it's going to stop doing all those bad behaviours, but it's not going to stop the dog being afraid of the fireworks in the first place. And this is what aversive training does. It stops the behaviour, but it does not stop the internal reason of why this dog was reacting in the first place. So what happens is the dog still feels the bad feelings, and it builds up and it builds up and it builds up, and you're going to see two things. You're either going to see a dog who completely shuts down as it feels like it has absolutely no control over the situation, or you're going to see a dog that acts aggressively. And that's obviously what we don't want either case. So what you have to do is not use aversive training when our dog is reacting to something, and you need to get a professional behaviourist on board and do proper desensitization work, which is basically, I'll say briefly, desensitization is, let's just say for example our dog is afraid of traffic. You're going to have your dog seeing the traffic at a distance, when he stops reacting to the traffic and is uninterested in the traffic, we're going to treat the dog and we're going to give him lots of cuddles and attention, and we're very slowly just going to increase our distance towards the traffic until at the end we'll be fully in with the traffic on the sidewalk and our dog will not be afraid. That's a topic for another workshop on desensitization and all that. But hopefully that I've just come across with the point that aversive training doesn't work. It doesn't get rid of the internal feelings of our dogs and how this can build up and cause our dogs stress and lead to aggressive behaviours.